Hello, 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 and welcome to the Penguins Collective podcast. I am joined with my dog who's rolling around in the room today. Also joined with Josh. Thank you guys for watching. We are two brothers who love to talk about hockey.
Especially the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Oh, some crazy things happened. Not only did the Penguins fall to the Buffalo Sabers, let me say that again, the Buffalo Sabers, but also the Pahogum was busy today. He heard what happened to Connor Bedard, said, how do we get rid of some cap space here? Let's get rid of Rem Petlick, who's been playing in Wilkes-Barre for a 7th round draft pick. He did that. That was the thing he did. Then maybe that would spark up some energy in the boys for tonight's game. Absolutely not. The Pittsburgh Penguins came not to play, not to party, but in fact, the refs did. Got together, huddled up, and said, how can we screw over Pittsburgh Penguins fans tonight? Overturn 2 calls in the first period. Also, literally calling so many unnecessary penalties when we were on the power play. Happened a couple times. Not too happy about it. The Pittsburgh Penguins fall to the Buffalo Sabres 3-1. Josh, your initial reaction?
Yeah, I felt like tonight was the game of what ifs.
Yeah.
So we had two goals called back from Buffalo's coaches' challenges, and then 3, I believe, breakaways, multiple opportunities hitting the post. We had a 5-on-3 that we did score on technically.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was like with like 15 seconds left in the 5-on-3. I felt like that should have been a nice opportunity to at least score early and try to get 2 on that opportunity. But it is what it is. And just you put the tweet out there. Power play, penalty kill just was not sharp tonight.
No.
So the special teams is lacking. And there was a lot of just not good calls by the refs. So it was, I'm going to not blame them, but put some fault there as well.
Let's blame the refs because if Mike Sullivan, right, where we love Mike Sullivan, he doesn't get animated that often, but when he does, it's worth watching. When they came out for the second period, he literally called the refs over, all of them, and was like, hey, kind of feeling like you're screwing us over here. We got 2 overturned goals when the second one was for sure not goaltending interference. Like, for sure. Don't know why they would overturn that call. And then when we were on a power play, you call Sid for interference and stuff like that. That all happened in the first. If I was the coach, I'd be like, you're legitimately screwing us over. And I think I think the reason why he didn't get like a penalty for that or for anything is because he called him over before the period started, said, hey, I'm not happy. Just want to let you know. Let's try to make it even here because it's not really fair.
They didn't, because later in the game, Harkins, like, I think that was the most outrageous call I think I've ever, not ever, but I think,
in this
tonight.
Game.
Because Harkins goes to clear it, and he's not trying to get it anywhere near where it ends up. And it clearly gets redirected, then changes direction as it does, and they call delay a game on Harkins. And I'm literally looking at, on my phone, I'm hitting like the back button, like you can go back 10 seconds and like see, like go, like just replay. And I'm like, it's so obvious even live, because like when I saw it, I was like, that didn't look right. And then they slowed it down and you can really see it. So then I go back to live again and it's like, like, how do you miss that? He's standing right there and he misses it. So that was super frustrating. But I honestly understand their goalie He's got a crazy name. Luke.
Oh wait,
Luukkonen played really well, but at the same time, our shots were not the best. We had a lot of shots just straight into his chest, or just kept low. Why you gotta do that? Or kept low and just easy pad saves. It was super frustrating because then on the other side, Jari wasn't able to make those saves. So I am going to, if we're doing a blame pizza pie, we're going to do a few slices to
the refs.
A few's got to go to Jari. I love that guy, but he did not. He has
what's
not
going
been
on?
Good.
What's going on?
Is he scared? Is he scared with Nedeljkovic?
For what? For what?
Nedeljkovic is right behind him.
Nedeljkovic,
breathing down his neck.
No,
get out of here.
Nedeljkovic is he knows his role, and that's what we talked about earlier in the season. Nedeljkovic is great because he knows his role. He knows if the Penguins need him, he's there. And that is a secure job in the NHL. If you know your role as a backup goaltender, you're set. If you're content with your contract, you are set. Jari knows he's the franchise goalie. I don't know what's going on, but since the new year, he has looked absolutely garbage in the net. And it's just he's better than that. We've seen him play so much better than what he's given us. And I don't know, even the effort of him clearing the empty net and then just everything about him has just looked sloppy tonight. So last game he played when he got pulled, it's a little frustrating. It's a little something. It's kind of hard to kind of back him up when things are going this wrong. But Josh, before we go,
I'm sorry. I just want to finish on Jari, just because it's super frustrating because that empty netter. I mean, great shot by
whoever.
By the Buffalo Saber guy, because that was from their blue line. He shot that. So that was impressive. And I will say I appreciate Jari even attempting to go back. It just it sucks because right after our game ends, while we're waiting to go on, did you see what happened in the Minnesota game?
I saw Jari make probably one of the greatest saves in the world.
Same exact situation.
Did I say Jari? Sorry. Yeah. I meant Fleury.
On his way to the bench to be pulled. Down 1 goal.
I'm on Twitter right now. Go ahead. Keep on talking.
He hustles back, makes a diving save, and then Minnesota's able to counter and score and tie the game. Yeah. And it's just I understand Jari, he did everything he could on that.
I just watched it.
But then it's you see that and it's
what could have been?
What could have been? And that's what I mean. It just piles on the what if game.
100%.
That tonight was.
If we had those 2 goals, okay, we would have won the game. All right. Yeah. It's just a no-brainer. We would have won the game.
I hate doing that too because it's technically the butterfly effect. Okay. So let's just say the first one doesn't get overturned. Okay. So it's 1-1. Do we get that second one? You know what I mean? Would we have gotten that one? Could Buffalo have countered, a different way? I'm sure they played differently knowing that they were still up 1-0 as opposed to now being tied 1-1. So there's a chain of events that could have happened, who knows? But
it was definitely a what if game. Yeah, it definitely was. But before we get back into it, Josh, I want to welcome everyone who has joined us tonight. Thank you for joining us on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. We see you all. Appreciate it. Let's get involved in the chat here. You can chat on YouTube. You can chat on Twitter and on Twitch. So you type in your thoughts. We respond to them. We already have some great people in the chat. What's up, Angry Boot? What's up, NES? Let's talk about it. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Dropping the ball tonight. Absolutely.
Missed a big opportunity to get 2 points here. You know, like it wasn't a Metropolitan Division opponent, but with other Metropolitan Division opponents winning yesterday and today, we're now again behind the 8 ball. We're back to 6 or 7. We
more
were 5
than that
after last game.
Rangers got a point. They lost in overtime, but they got a point. We lost 2.
Yeah, okay? Flyers won.
And I'm pretty sure. And what? I just want to check on the Hurricane game right now.
What about the Islanders?
The Devils are losing to Vancouver.
Oh,
currently right now.
That's who was playing tonight. Yeah.
The Devils are losing to. Oh man, but they're coming back. Hold on now.
That team, I hate how good they've gotten.
Or did they lose? Did they finally lose? Oh yeah, they lost. They lost to Vancouver 6-4. Not bad, but everyone else won. So
yeah,
that's really important. I'm trying to take a look at
Monday's game against the Flyers even more important.
So much more important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
I'm sure you're probably going to get to it, but Angry Boot put in the comment. I'm sure this was about Jari when we were talking about. He was only responsible for.
What's up, Ohio Yinzers? Welcome to the chat, bud. Keep it up, Josh. Go ahead.
Yeah, Jari is technically only responsible for one of the goals tonight. He looked shaky. He didn't look how he was even just a month ago. It didn't look like he was smooth, going back and forth, seeing the puck like every which way. That there was one of the saves where he overslid, and he's saved it with his legit skate, and there were a few rebounds that I don't know, he just didn't look how he used to, and I'm afraid he's kind of regressing. And I hate that because I want him to succeed hard.
We all want him to succeed. It's just a matter. We were talking about it last game, all right? In our last episode was a little all over the place. So we're trying to be a little more consistent. And that's exactly what we said. The Penguins need to be more consistent. Jari has not been consistent in the last 2-3 seasons. Whether it's injury, whether it's not playing well.
I was going to say injuries.
But. Yeah, but regardless, consistency is consistency. So if he's playing well, which is great, I love to see that. He's been playing way better than he ever has. Awesome. But then all of a sudden, the new year, he's regressed. Why? Let's try to get back into that consistency. Nedeljkovic he's probably the most consistent goaltender we have seen. Yeah, did he let up 4 goals last game? Yeah, but he looked good doing it, you know?
Yes.
It's the problem of consistency. Our backup goaltenders the last 2 years have looked more consistent than our starting. That's concerning. But are we going to hit the panic button on Jari right now after 2 bad games? No. We still believe he's our franchise goalie. We still believe he's going to lead us to the promised land. But we're asking for more consistency. I think that's not too much to ask from a franchise goaltender who just signed a new contract with the Penguins. Now, the Penguins are in a little bit of hot water. Josh, I want to kind of go back to that a little bit. Penguins are in the Metropolitan. Okay. Yeah. We're 7th. Now, last game, 2 days ago, we were 2 points behind the team. And if we won and they lost, we'd be in a very good spot facing the Flyers. And if we beat the Flyers, even better spot. Now we lost against a team that we should have won. We're looking at teams that are consistently winning, unlike us. So that makes you question, are we a playoff team? Ohio Yinzer from Twitter, thanks for joining the chat, Ohio Yinzer. The Flyers can't really keep this up, right? They fell apart last year.
That they did.
They did. But am I banking that they're going to fall apart rather than us? I don't know. I don't know. I think the Flyers will be the Flyers, but the Penguins need to focus on the Penguins. All right. We need to start winning a little more games. We need to start being a lot more consistent. We have a lot more teams that are a lot better than the Flyers that are ahead of us. So we got to be very, very strategic. And games like tonight against Buffalo, they should have been automatic wins. We should be playing. We should be on a roll where we look at the schedule and go, okay, that's a win. What's the next challenge? You know?
Yeah, but not only that. I mean, we just beat Boston in Boston. Okay, we should have brought that energy, should have brought that goal scoring back home, and just kept rolling. And I feel like we did with like it was like kind of there, but then like immediately like you don't think it felt like it was a little bit?
No, not at all. Not at all.
I don't know.
A little bit. No, the Penguins looked tired. They looked tired.
They can't be tired right now. It's January. They can't.
Josh, right now. Josh, I 100% agree with you. But what I'm saying is they looked tired. They looked it in the first period. Yeah, they had some flashes of being good. Yeah. But in that first period, I'm just like, man, where's the energy? And then when they got overturned, which Anger Boot comes in right at the right time, says the 2 goals overturned deflated the boys. 100%. Not only the 2, the first one deflated them. Devastated because they knew that play was so good.
That was sick.
So if they scored that, would have got the boys buzzing. Got it back. It deflated them. And then when they got the second goal, that was just like okay, we're back into this. Yeah. But then it got turned away. And you're like, oh my gosh, nothing we could do, right? That attitude carried the whole game. And the Penguins just fell apart against a team that they should have beaten. And that is what I'm talking about with the consistency and the schedule coming up. If we're playing more consistent, there's teams that we just roll over, like the Buffalo Sabers. Coming to the Flyers, didn't we beat them last time?
I think so. I'll check it. I'll check that.
But the Penguins, if we beat them before and we're rolling with this hype from Boston to then if we hypothetically have beaten the Buffalo Sabers, that should roll us into Philadelphia where we dominate once again. And if we prove that we're good enough to beat divisional teams, we prove that we're a playoff team. You have Mark Madden on Twitter saying that the Penguins can't take down these teams, therefore they're not a playoff team. He said that. He goes, this team is not a playoff team. But we know the team that played Boston is the playoff team. Yeah. It's the same roster. So what is the difference between that team and this team that got deflated tonight? It's about consistency. And if they're doing the right things at the right times, in the right moments, and it's just consistent. I'm not asking for everyone to be Sidney Crosby's, okay? I think that's the difference. Like, we always kind of kind of judge the Steelers fanatics, right? These yinzers who take every sport a little too far. They all want Ben Roethlisberger's. They all want these guys who are going to be the best for them, okay? They all want Sidney Crosby's on every single line. But you're not going to have all Sidney Crosby's because that's physically impossible. What I would rather is a whole line of O'Connors and then have a couple Crosby's, okay? Which is exactly what the Penguins need to do. We talked about this in the beginning of the season. We need to be consistent and know our roles. And this team for a second understood their roles, right? You got Nedeljkovic who understands. O'Connor, who is the golden boy as of right now, he understands his role. Harkins understands his role. Ludwig understands his role. And those guys are key. They're key to a playoff push. They're key to winning the Stanley Cup. People think, oh, just have a bunch of Sidney Crosbys, right? It's the NBA. If we have all-stars, we're going to win the championship, right? No, what I want are guys, blue-collar guys, who play consistently every single game, and that's what gets us the wins. Crosby's always going to be on the highlight reel. Malkin's always going to be on the highlight reel. Carlson, Letang, but it's people like O'Connor, people like Ludwig, people like Harkins who are consistent in their play, who know their roles, help teams win the Stanley Cup against people like the Flyers. And did we beat them last, Josh?
We have not beat them yet. So we've played them twice so far this year. Both back in early December. We had a home at home. So it was Flyers 4-3 in a shootout, and then it was Flyers 2-1 in overtime. Yeah.
All right. But we got a point from them. Okay. So that's something you can kind of hold on to. Now we're going into enemy territory on Monday. All right. It's going to be a tough game. Everyone's going to be watching college football. We'll be watching the Pittsburgh Penguins.
I'll be doing split screen, but yeah.
Oh, how dare you? But no, the Pittsburgh Penguins need. I don't care. I'm gonna say it, Josh.
Say it. I have no idea where you're going, but say it. Say it with your chest.
This is a must-win for the Pittsburgh Penguins, and if they don't win, start looking at the trade deadline. Ooh. That's all I gotta say. Because we're talking about consistency. Go ahead, Josh. Go ahead. We're talking about consistency. He's got dad duties, okay? He's got dad duties. We got to let him go be dad for a little second. He'll be back. The Pittsburgh Penguins, and I lost my train of thought with that. The Pittsburgh Penguins need to win against Philadelphia. I think that's clear as day from all the Penguins fans and even the Penguins themselves. They understand that this game upcoming against the Philadelphia Flyers on Monday is a must win. They need to win against a metropolitan divisional matchup, and they need to get these 2 points. It cannot go into overtime. It cannot be like that. We need to have a definitive win. Because if I'm the GM, if I'm the Pahogum, if I'm Mike Sullivan, and I'm the leadership of the Pittsburgh Penguins, right? I'm the Fenway Sports Group. I'm looking at this team, this product, if you will, not producing, not coming up with the results that we should. We've put money into this team. We've gotten the people in the right positions, and I'm not blaming the coach, right? I'm not blaming Mike Sullivan. I'm not blaming Kyle Dubas. What I'm blaming is the team itself. They have talent. They have the right people. We were just mentioning. They have those guys who know their roles. It's time that everyone else starts buying in. We can't all have Sidney Crosby's. We need to have all the mentality of O'Connor to do the right tasks, to do the right things, and your time will come. We need to start coming back to the mentality of a team and start coming back to the mentality of what do I need to do to help in this moment for our team to get a goal, for our team to be in this penalty kill, for our team to come back, right? Like this is the moment as leadership, as the ownership of the team, to look at this and say, if the Penguins don't win, if this product doesn't win in Philadelphia, it's a rivalry game. It's away. It's something that we need to prove. If the Penguins don't win it, I feel like there has to be changes. Whether it's players gone, whether it's a goalie change, whether it's something, okay? Something needs to be announced. And I'm not saying Sullivan's gone. Not where I'm going. I'm just saying if the Penguins lose to the Flyers, the panic button is coming out for the season. That's what I honestly believe. Because if I'm Fenway, if I'm Pahogum, if I'm Mike Sullivan, and I'm looking at this roster, On paper, we should be a Stanley Cup contender. All right. And you say, whoa, Louie, that's too much. Whoa. Just because you have that, just because you have Sid? No, there's no way. All right, fine. We're a playoff team on paper, hands down. Hands down, we're a playoff team then. Like automatically into the playoffs. We're not looking like that right now. And we're 38 games into the season. We're literally at the halfway point of the season. This needs to be addressed. This needs to be talked about. The Penguins need to make a move. Angry Boot comes in with a great thing saying, hey, is Gray's out the door? Probably. And Smith, yeah, he also mentioned Smith. Smith hasn't been playing right. And these are the guys that I'm kind of referring to that aren't understanding the program, who aren't buying in, who aren't being consistent. They got their payday. They're not looking to do what they want to do. And I feel like there needs to be a talking to. There needs to be a player meeting. Sid needs to kind of, and he kind of needs to be a pest here and say, guys, if you're not a part of this team, I'll send a text. I'll send a text to the Pahogam. You're gone. Because we need to figure out how to win here. All right. NES comes in, says 5 years left on the deal, and that's referring to Graves.
Yeah.
Not
and
Smith.
He also has a 12-team no movement clause. So yeah, might be a little bit difficult to move him. And I mean, I don't know all the workings in terms of contracts and trades with the NHL, but like, are we still going to be responsible for certain type of payouts for his contract? You know,
right?
Like, just because like NHL keeps a lot of contract stuff secret,
Yeah.
and like, you know, that's fine. That's how they want to handle it. That's fine. That's other people's money. We don't technically need to know all about it, but the NFL loves giving everyone every detail. So in those contracts, there are certain clauses that if you get cut after a certain amount of time within of you signing that deal, you know, that team still has to pay you out, whether it's at the time of the trade or however. So I don't know if there's workings like that. I mean, you know, that's things that most people don't know unless if, you know, you're like an insider. So it'd be interesting. It'll be interesting. You know, you make a great point about the Flyers game. It's a huge game. You know, it's fair for you to say that, you know, you think you're going to pull the panic button if we do lose. I'm not going to give up hope yet, just because of the small margin that we are still within of reaching the playoffs. Now, if that number starts to become 8 and 10 and 12, you know, by the time we get to the end of this month, then yeah, 100%, I'm with you. I'm ready to just sell, and I don't think I would have any restrictions on anyone except for Crosby. So, you know, like, I get it, but right now I'm still going to hold out hope, even if we lose on Monday, just because of the schedule, just because of the amount of games that we'll be playing in January, and just because of the small margin that we are behind in terms of at least making the wild card. So,
and I get that. I totally understand. Hey, like, you know, that we're still in that margin. That was me before tonight's game.
Yeah, I get it.
But now we're not, because everyone is still winning but us.
But we're still at 4-6.
We're at 4-6 from the next spot now. So now the Penguins, instead of being 2 games, we're at 2 points. We're now 4 points to 6 points. If we lose against Philadelphia, what do we always talk about? That's a possible 4 points.
Yeah, because that technically, in theory, becomes 8.
Then panic button. Then what do we do to kind of get back into it? Now, do I think this team has the capability by themselves to come back? 1,000%. 1,000%. The Pittsburgh Penguins can dig themselves out of this. And that's what gets me a little irked on the whole situation, is that these guys are talented. These guys are the best in the world. You have Sidney Crosby and Erik Karlsson. Those two alone, that would be a good hockey team. But we have Evgeny Malkin. We have Chris Letang. We have Gensel. We have Rust. We have Smith. We have these up-and-comers like O'Connor. We should be a playoff team. We should be number 3 to 4 in the Metropolitan right now. But we're not. So this team, I do believe, can get out of this hole, but it does take them. It does take them understanding their roles, and it does take them to understand that not everyone can be a Crosby. Everyone's got to be consistent. Let's start stepping up, and let's focus on the next game because it's a massive game. I do want to go over a few things, Josh.
Yeah.
In this game, I got the stats right here. Let's talk about it. Only 1 goal, all right? Could have been 3. Could have been 4. Who knows? But we got 2 taken away. Could have been just 2. Raquel gets it, which good for Raquel. He's been playing great. He's been playing consistent. That's right. 3 points in 3 games. He's been back. He's been playing consistent. We were thinking about trading him. And we said it was all about how he would respond coming back into the lineup. He responded pretty well. So good for him. Someone who hasn't responded well to coming back is Brian Rust. But we're not going to talk about that right now. Blocks. Block shots, 17 to 16. Hits, 15 to 25. Penalty minutes.
Wait, who's got 15 to 25?
Sorry. Penguins.
Got it.
Penguins.
15. Buffalo
Sabers.
25. Got it.
Bingo. Shots on net, 43-32. Power play. We scored 1 on 5 today.
I was going to say.
1 out of 5. Yeah. We had 5 opportunities, 1 goal. Good power play. Should be 5 out of 5.
Or at least
Just
3.
saying. At least 3. That would be a good take. No, 1 out of 5. Penalty kill. Mike Vellucci doing his job. 3 out of 3. Face-offs, 32-26. So we're good in the face-off circle.
We dominate the face-off circle every game.
We're doing good.
If that, like, you know, like in video games, there's like certain things that, like, if you're like, you like level up in
like
this
your attributes.
Like if you level up in this one thing, it also boosts everything else. I feel like if, like, I wish that was the same thing. Like, we're so good at face-offs, just give us a goal. Just because of it. Like, we're so good. Same thing with penalty kill. We killed a penalty. Give us a goal.
Give us a power play. Give us a power play goal.
Give us something.
But, all right. So, with that, all right. So, this is the little infographic that Pittsburgh puts out after every game. Our next 5, just want to say, Philadelphia.
Yep.
Monday. Uh-oh. Panic button if we lose. Then the Canucks. Doesn't matter. Not in our division. We could win it. We could lose it. It's still 2 points. But if we lose it, I'm not freaking out over that.
No, but we need it.
Then it's the Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah, that's
our division.
Next Saturday,
January 13th. Yep.
Okay.
Then January 15th, Seattle Kraken. January 20th, Vegas Golden Knights.
Well, it's a big gap. Are we away for those 2?
Away at Carolina, home for Seattle, and then away again
at Vegas. Okay,
but
that makes sense for the 5-day.
Okay. Yeah. So for the next 5, we got 2 divisional, 3 non.
Yeah.
Potential. I could see us winning every single game. Okay. Us taking down Boston has given me a lot of hope. But for us to beat Boston just to lose to Buffalo 3-1, it's not a good look. This reminds me a lot of the Pittsburgh of last year. Thanks for checking in, Angry Boo. We'll see you. Thank you. It reminds me of last year's Penguins, where we would play flashes of greatness to just come to the realization that we're not there and we lose. Now, that was all of last year. This is just a prime example of what happened last year. Penguins defeat Boston Bruins in a wild game, only to be back at home with that momentum to get beat by Buffalo Sabers. Now, I get it. It was an unlucky game. We hit the post like 5 million times. We got 2 overturned goals. We were constantly given an opportunity, but we just couldn't get it done. Honestly, I'm this close. If I was Mike Sullivan and they say 2 minutes for cross checking or 2 minutes for hooking, I would say, never mind. We don't want it. We'll stick with the 5-on-5.
Yeah.
We'll stick on the 5-on-5.
Yeah.
And they go, are you sure? Because it's free. And we're like, yeah, well, never mind. 5-on-5. Like, because we're better that way. Give us 5-on-5 and the same power play unit. We might score.
Well, what we could do is just say 5-on-5, but just give us 2 minutes in the zone.
Yeah. Do the face-offs in the zone, not at center ice. We'll win. You know, we'll get that. So, I don't know. The Pittsburgh Penguins have a tough task. I am definitely looking at Monday as a must-win. All right? If the Penguins do not win on Monday, a ring-a-ding-a-ding, the alarms are going off, and that's something that we got to address. That's something we got to address. Whether we address it, but we need to do something. Okay? Yeah. That's downright. Josh?
And do we we have a special guest next week? Carolina?
Next week? You were freaking me out? I thought you were like, we have a special guest tonight. I was going to say.
No.
Not aware. No, next Saturday, okay, against the Carolina Hurricanes, we have AB from the Caniacs Session podcast. He'll be joining us to kind of go over the whole game. It's a divisional game. It's an important game. He's up here. We're down here. Like, emotionally, let's see how that works out. Hopefully, it goes like this, you know. Hopefully, it reverses, so that way the Penguins win and the Carolina Hurricanes lose. The last time that we were on their podcast, we were on a live stream with them through the Hockey Podcast Network. Mm-hmm. The Penguins beat the Carolina Hurricanes
in a shootout.
And it was a good one. It was a good one. If you haven't, go back on THBN and watch that live stream. Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, those shootout goals were sweet.
They were. It was definitely a battle for sure. Hopefully, we get the last laugh
again
on this. Not in overtime. Just a good old 5-on-5 winner in the third. So it's tough. Josh, Kyle Dubas, the Pahogam, he made a deal today to send Rem Petlik to the
Chicago.
Yeah, to Chicago Blackhawks for a 7th round conditional draft pick. Okay, a conditional draft pick. I did not know it was conditional until I saw the graphics from the Penguins Twitter account. I honestly thought, I was like, okay, 7th-round draft pick for Petlik. All right. And then I saw it was conditional. And I was like, are you kidding me? It's a conditional 7th-round draft pick? That means if they're super good, we don't get it?
I don't know. We'd have to see what the conditions are.
The conditions are 100%. All right, so NES comes in and says, are we making room for Polivari? And that's not how you spell his name, but that is A-OK. I see you putting that in the chat. I know who you're talking about. He did make his debut in Wilkes-Barre the other day. I think it was yesterday, to be more specific.
He was down there.
He was down in Wilkes-Barre, and hopefully he looks good. So if he plays well, then yeah, we may give him a shot in Pittsburgh, but I don't think that's what it was. I think that was just making moves for moves' sake. I think that was just, hey, we understand that Rem Petlick. We got him in the trade with Carlson. Just want to throw that out there. So it's not like he's been on the team for a very long time. It was possible to get a draft pick for him. We all know how the Pahogum loves draft picks in the future. Is he going to flip that 7th round draft pick in a bigger trade? Maybe. I don't know. It'd be nothing. I'm not saying like. Go ahead.
No, I think NES is right. I think that's the only move that this could possibly be for. Just so that guy. Yeah, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that.
Polavari. I think that's Pola.
So all those J's are silent? Is that what you're saying?
Josh. Yeah.
That's how you're pronouncing it. Both those J's are completely irrelevant in his name.
Figure it out. Just like how we figured out Nedeljkovic and Achari. We'll get it.
Fair. That's fair. Yeah. Josh gets off. He's got those sheets with the pronunciations and all that. So yeah. So I think that's the only thing, because Petlick had a $1 million cap hit. So I don't think this guy is going to be demanding multi-million dollars since he was on the street and just looking for an opportunity. We're willing to give it to him. Dude, if you don't want it, don't take the money. But like realistically, it's probably going to be somewhere around $1 million to reflect the loss in Petlick, and then I don't know, go from there. It'll be interesting.
It definitely will be. I'm not sure what the next move is here. I think, like I said, I think we're just waiting to see what Monday has what Monday has to offer.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a tough loss for the Pittsburgh Penguins tonight. It's a heartbreaking one just because things did not go our way. Did we look terrible? No. Did we look great? No. We just unlucky tonight. 100% unlucky. But you better believe that we will be here on Monday going through it, live tweeting on Twitter at Pens Collective throughout the whole game. So that way, you'll hear us first. The Penguins face off the Philadelphia Flyers. No, not 8. It's 7 o'clock, right?
It's 7. Yeah, as far as I'm aware of.
It's 7. I don't know why I thought it was 8. Yeah, it's 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Thank goodness it's not a ESPN game. Like I said, we'll be there on Twitter. We'll stay tuned after the game, usually around 10 minutes, for the TPC Live. That's what this is. That's what you're watching right now if you're here. It's TPC Live on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, all with the same username, at Pens Collective. Be there or be square.
And we haven't heard that in a while.
I know. That's all right. And it's just a fun time. So we want you guys to be there. Hopefully this episode was a lot more, I guess, how do you phrase that?
On track.
We're on track. Last game we were, someone slipped like crack in my Dr. Pepper, 0 sugar, cream soda, okay?
Stop plugging.
It's the best soda in the world. But we were all over the place. Today I felt we were pretty good, Josh.
Yeah.
I felt like we were pretty strong with
absolutely. That. I think Angry Boot will appreciate tonight's episode.
Yeah, nothing was mentioned about a certain someone. So when he re-listens to this podcast, he'll know that
he'll know what we're talking about.
He knows exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
No one was mentioned about if or if not they shall be traded. So we'll see you guys on Monday. But before we go, Josh, that's a nice hoodie. Where'd you get that hoodie, Josh?
Where did I get this hoodie, Louie?
No, you forget the name?
Yeah.
Josh got this awesome New Balance hoodie at Louie Locker Room lowaylockroom.com. Now,
so much more comfortable than I anticipated.
Oh, that's good. It's good.
Yeah.
And Josh, did it break the wallet?
No, it did not.
Which
is why I pulled the trigger on it. Because if, as you'll learn, as you watch more episodes and we talk anything about finances, you'll know I'm a very frugal man. And I do not like spending more than about $30 on anything. So, yeah.
So currently, well, not anymore. The sale is over. But there was a sale on lowaylockroom.com to get the newest gear, whether it's sporting equipment or hoodies, footwear, all that. You go on there. It's the best price, and it's
I don't even think I used the coupon code.
You did.
Oh, I did? Oh, okay.
You did. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I was like, wait.
Let's not ruin this ad, Josh.
No, I'm just saying, though, because it was already like the listed price.
Was a good price.
I would have bought it just at regular price. That's why I was just like, did I actually use it, though? But yeah,
I think you did. But it's okay. It's all good. But they sell great products, CCM hockey equipment, Rawlings baseball equipment. It's baseball season coming up. You want to find your next glove, your next stuff like that. Don't go to Dick's Sporting Goods. They overcharge you. We do not. We have a direct relationship with Rawlings. Loewe and Rawlings are direct. So if you order from them, you're basically ordering from Rawlings. So you're getting a better deal. So don't go to Dick's. Go to Loewe Locker Room. And they have the best stuff. So make sure you guys shop at lowaylockroom.com. That's LEWAY. Yeah. I thought I said I for a second. I was like, where was I going with that? LEWAY lockerroom.com. And you guys can find the coolest stuff like that hoodie Josh is wearing right now for a great price. So the reason why we have that ad, Josh, is because I did their website.
Yeah, I know. Because you kept, just so you know, the whole ad, you kept saying we.
Well, it is we. Because we're all in this together. All right.
Our age.
I know. I mean, the fact that we're singing High School Musical and we're showing our age, it's
scary.
I'm putting it in the chat for everyone to know. lowaylockroom.com. Click the link. It's great. But guys, we'll see you in the next episode. Josh, you have anything else before we go?
No. I'm squared away. I appreciate you condensing this episode. I appreciate both of us keeping us on track.
On track.
I appreciate everyone in the chat, everyone who's going to listen to this post in audio and video.
That's right. And video.
Checking us out. Appreciate you. But yeah. I'm gonna spin it on. I'm gonna spin it on you, Louie. You ready?
What?
Ready? Appreciate everyone joining us. We'll see you on Monday. And as always,
let's go Pens!